Hello everyone, welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld, and here are several things to pay attention to for the upcoming trading week. Now we'll start things off with the earnings calendar. Of course, earnings have been in the hot seat. A lot of retail companies reporting, and that's been really exciting. Do we get more retailers this week? As a matter of fact, we do. I've got two big names for you to pay attention to, so let's get things started with that. We have 514 companies reporting this week, and on Monday, you might recognize a couple of these names. You've got Allegiant and Urban Outfitters. Tuesday, probably your big day there. You've got NVIDIA, Lowe's, Baidu, Autodesk, Medtronic, Abercrombie & Fitch, and Kohl's Stores. Now, those last two, Abercrombie & Fitch and Kohl's Stores, those ones are pretty important because earnings have been fantastic. Most companies beating earnings across the board in the retail space, except for Walmart, came in line with retail expectations and got blasted on the earnings announcement. But there are some pretty important earnings announcements happening, as you saw there. So we'll see if that earnings streak continues for retailers. And finally, you have John Deere reporting on Wednesday. Now, of course, on Thursday, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Markets will be closed, so nothing to speak of there. And on Friday, you have nothing happening either. Remember, Friday is a half day. What you should do is stay away from it because I think that this Friday could actually bring in a lot of undue volatility to this marketplace, and we'll get to that here in just a second. So let's talk about our second piece of information for you for the week, and that is going to be Jerome Powell. More specifically, the FOMC meeting minutes. As you can see by this graphic here, I'm pretty sure Jerome Powell is not the one taking notes. And of course, he's got a pen in each hand, so he's very eager to take notes. But there are meeting minutes. And this means that during the conferences between all of those representatives and regional bank members for the FOMC, they're giving their thoughts, their opinions, their hypothesis about the economies going forward, what they think should happen with rates going forward. And right now, that's a very popular discussion. You might recall last week when that CPI and PPI numbers came out, there was a lot of talk about inflation's done, it's out of the way, yes, Jerome Powell's not going to raise anymore. Well, we'll get some clarity as to is that true or not. Right now, it looks like they're going to be on a holding pattern, and if that data changes, who knows, maybe early next year we start to see some rate cuts. The markets have been rejoicing over that thought and prospect. Now, what time does this come out? It's important to keep an eye on this one because it could create significant volatility, and that will be happening on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But we're not done. I've got one more for you, and that is going to be the services and manufacturing numbers. Now, this usually has a clean sweep of Europe starting on Thursday. We'll run through the beginning here. On Thursday at 3:15 a.m., you have France with their services and manufacturing numbers. Right after that at 3:30, you have Germany. Immediately after that, the EU comes out with theirs at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. And then you get England at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time with theirs. Now, what's interesting is normally right after that England announcement, England happens at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we get the U.S. markets at 9:45. But wait a minute. U.S. markets are closed on Thursday, which means we're not going to get that announcement. We get it when it opens up the next day. And I think that this is extremely important. As you can see here, Friday at 9:45 Eastern Time, that announcement gets rolled out for U.S. manufacturing and service numbers. But remember, we have a half day because it's after Thanksgiving. You also have typically very low volume those days. Well, why low volume? Why isn't it a normal day even though it's half? Because most people take that day off. I know myself, I'm not even going to look at the markets on Friday. I don't care what happens. I know liquidity is low. I'll worry about markets on Monday when I get back to it and I recover from my tryptophan hangover from Thursday. So Friday could be a very volatile session, largely in part due to the announcement, but you also have the holiday week, you have the half day, could be an extremely volatile Friday. Probably the best thing to do is not trade on Friday. Now, as we roll through this Monday Morning Must Knows, on behalf of myself and Online Trading Academy, we wish you and your family and your friends a very happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you do something fun, enjoyable, and make memorable moments with yourself and your family, and we look forward to seeing you in some of our classes coming up soon. We'll see you next week for Monday Morning Must Knows.